ede akwa dampenimfo se ebe ya House of Chiefs no yemfa ahemafo nka ho na ate se na nakase
afe yemungra mu ewo na awotwe mu nsem efri na no joda di besi enra fie ensem obobo baaye no yengra mu ne yemu nkomo kakra ena no joda no ena Unpaid Nurses and Midwives Association we call the Coalition of Unpaid Nurses Association womu din no na womu nyina no se Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association for womu na ase en womu kire se adwuma ne de nyase woni nyew won ye pa nanso akatua ye se mpene de ma won no aye hwebuada eno nti womu organizers ba kwa na se pani a wono boaboa wo ma no ba kwa e fa na kwase agi womu ye demonstrate han eho ena wotu na numutuo kire SOMPA ka se no kre womu sika nyina asa womu fie wura no mutu won womu da aka nyina aso nanso aban muwa won be yanka busume maako dumienu a aka mu no aban tua ma won wo kire mu sei
ye nurse for midwives any nurses na aban fa ye djuma afia ye wura mu ye nwan mi mpo hyase afia twa mu no na ye adwuma abusumi du ebia ye adwuma abusumi du baako na abusia aya asefem aya areho isan say adwuma aban afa ye nimsan ka adwuma ye ni bia fatana katwia na so adwuma ye nyina ati no ya katwia wasa aban ni tumi de maye no ontwia ye ka si ade ye funu kom na kwa adwuma ya ye ha dan ye fewura mu tuye ye kwa amanye no hawo mu nanso nyina mu yetimi gina ehwe obi bi oyare afi ye ba ne sei ye hu ye se de onkofu dua pa ne epia no na ye de dua ba ne ekofu ye ade ne de ye furu pan na esan abin ye no ane sei na amen se wa fa ye dwuma abosomi dumienu na ye adwuma na akotwe eka na watwe eka abosomi ba akope
wa na be ya sa de we na ayete sa kuani no a wona ne ba na ekwafuo mu na wakansi edudu yakase na ase ebe home odu ha na oyi nani se pani a wayi mframabone yesa na akoda na woka na trim we yi akwasi agei wonu ye wonu mu a eboabu adoma no edema Coalition of Unpaid Nurses and Midwives ehye Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association wo mo ase ni bia ene waka na wura hosem saa no we wi ye no anasifuo ni bia wo mo so tempentem kwa no wo mo ne SOMPA ka se eche no sei
dubaafo ena adia eyeme ya pan ne se ene mi gine mu akasa ma yenya ye fi beebi eba akumase ebe ye adwuma baby fifi baby bebre en aketua no emba no ama wo ye adwuma no kra wo nya odo because wo be adwuma wo dwen wo car transportation ho wo dwen se wo betua wo rent ye ba ye 1 year ni ye rent aso ye dan aban ye sre omo anta ye rent no how do we pay
eya sefin bebre enam say de bebi e kwa kodru no wo ye adwuma afi ne ekoma abosumi aketua se ne besi ahwe ebusia enti e de extra van honorable atopolson finance minister mpacho ye bibi na PRO for Ghana Health Service Tony Goodman mpacho wasem na okan say wo betua ka January ne de ye ntintum
abusia we ya anasefo ne bi se wamsom de syringe no ene plaster ne nyina ato ho ukura yenye eno no amudi ni nyina gu okama se comrade du so nye na wonto mane ye won kran no
na anasifo bi a wo mo ya posti wo mo ya wo mo si wo makachia emaye yi wo mo de ye pa o environmental health officers and assistants for wo mo so na no dwada no wo mo ti wo mo gumu wo mo sese wo makwasuku pa ahumu ahomache so de ehia de wo mo wie suku wo mo si posti wo mo toto sere mpanimfo se wo mo so ka bi wo mo wamo anaja wamo bua ama ya shamapa etimi ekoyie wo mayim ansa na dokotafo ansa na nursefo akora be yadwuma no ana won besa yade no na sa environmental health officers no wamo di kan ya wamo di dada enti yem posti wonum wamo so ne SOMPA ka se kasai.
You can imagine we've been to school for how many good years and we completed since 2021 and we are still in the house. Oh, we are not giving up. We want to be posted. We want to be posted. Imagine, I'm in my 30s and in my 30s, how many years do I still have to work before I'll go on retirement? Until now, I'm still in the house. My parents, are they saying that the school, the fees that we paid, we should have used it for business? Or are they saying that we shouldn't go to school as they are pushing for free education and other stuff? So are they pushing them to come and be choked and left in the house? Please, we are tired. We are begging you. We are tired. Please, post us. Please, we are begging you. Post us now.
Wamo si bread ya wano mo bread papa enda eku wamo sasa wamo aya Adidas wɔn didi no wɔn nom no wɔn da wɔ fie nti wɔn sra mpanimfoɔ ada yɛn hyɛ ne yɛn posti wɔn si yɛ posti wɔn kora sɛ deɛ nursefoɔ ka sɛ 13 months 1 month pɛ kora na ba yɛ a wɔn environmental health officers and assistants ne deɛ wɔn bɛtumi anya twɛn sɛ deɛ sister yɛn ni abiri wɔte ase nti yɛn posti wɔn ɛna no dwada no ɛna wɔn nso ɛyɛ yɛkyerɛ.
ɛno yɛ monday ɛno ɛna France ne bɛka landi no saa dwada no a ɛna education politic tank wɔn no wɔn hwɛ nwoma sua mu sɛ yɛ ehunu baabi a ɛhɔ yɛ baabi ɛnyɛ yɛfrɛ wɔn adwuwɔkyefoɔ na akasa sɛ wɔn ma yɛ hwehwɛmu bi titiri wɔ yɛ tifin mantam hɔ deɛ wɔn ahu ne sɛ ɛmɛmu adodoɔ na sɛ yɛkɔ classroom discipline akeka yɛ ataade ahyɛ nsa to payɛ na wɔn de bɛɛ taare so sɛ nkyɛkyerɛ a yɛakyekyere ɛkɔ tenaseɛ ama kyerɛkyerɛ ne akyerɛ nadeɛ na agya na adwuma abɔ bew wɔnyɛ biribi ɛde abɔ ne bra no wɔn mo mpɛ dodoɔ na wɔn ne nam site galamsey ewie na kakra ba ne nsɛm nso a no asan so de akɔ akɔtwa bɛɛte
70% of the out-of-school population are aged between 12 and 17. Compared to the census data in 2021, the majority of the out-of-school children were actually in the lower ages. So what we've seen is that the new trend is emerging in the northern region, where the more people grow, the more they grow out of school. One of which is the Galamsey, especially the Talency area. Galamsey was a major factor. We are seeing betting, sports betting, children participation in betting to be a major driver of the out-of-school situation as well, boys between 12 and 17 years.
Any awoti eye adwuwɔkyefoɔ wɔn executive director Yere Kofi Asare ɛna ne SOMPA kase yɛtwetwe nkɔmɔ yi.
Na yɛto ansɛm no so ɛwɔ nsɛm foforɔ emu yɛwura mu ɛwɔ ɛdabenada na wɔ ɛdabenada mu no asɛm baako ɛbɛda adwa na yɛ bɔko mediation report ya ɛwɔ sɛ yɛde ma mpanimfoɔ na ɛno na asante hene otumfoɔ sɛ tutu aba bi o yɛ ɔtɔ so mmienu wɔde report ne kɔɔyɛ no ɛno wɔkaayɛ ɛde too so no wɔkyɛ sɛ nokorɛ wɔno ankasa wɔgyina na nan mu akenkan report no nyinaa sɛne yɛbɛyɛ a wɔ bibra ɛmfa bi nka ho wɔne Ghana ɛbɔ nkɔmmɔ no sɛ no wɔkyerɛ mu de kyerɛyɛ.
Your Excellency the President, Excellency the Vice President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here not to give a judgment as to who was wrong and who was right. I'm here to present the facts as they are for us to have peace. It is almost about 2.5 years since your predecessor invited me to mediate in a major conflict in Boko that had not only claimed the lives of many innocent souls but had become a major threat to the...
Na wɔwie kura no ɛno ase wɔka wɔdi ato so ɛde akyerɛ Ghana ɛne wiase nyinaa sɛ mediation report no ɛho recommendations nyinaa no yɛma mɔden a na wɔn mo ɛka bi ɛwɔ mu wɔn mo ho mu nyinaa no wɔ mu ni so pɛpɛɛpɛ.
Bokunaba is the Bokunaba. The law is on his side. We agree to that. But you don't make pronouncements on radio and everywhere that we incense the other side. Where we have reached is more like reconciliation. The Nairi accepts. We have to get them all together. At a point, they are all married. When I had the reconciliation, one is saying, I was drinking pito with you. Across the aisle, looking from Kusasi's side, talking to the Mamprusi mother, were we not drinking pito together? And my son Mahamayaga here, father and mother, Kusasi and Mamprusi, isn't it? So how can they fight?
Wei aye asanteman nyina wura. Otumfo se tutu ababio ya otoso mienu. Nene ne yete yi.
Abusia wasansam kro na mu no ana asante hene wate kiu ne brawe ngoma so. Wakasa kire mu se wobesrada. Opani a kane no ye mrahye badwani asoma de hye awonom ewo zibila. Onuanyamfo Cletus avoka wonhye ni komodie mu yie pa a wasansam yi a eda ho yi mu.
My son Cletus avoka is here because he has to be very careful in what pronouncements he made publicly. It is not right. It's a dicey situation. We are all trying to make amends and get people to move together as brothers and sisters. It looks like he's making various pronouncements and all that which wouldn't endure to the peace that we want. So please, I wanted to, if he was here, I was going to tell him, but the message will get to I invite him and tell him that we've gotten to a state where we all have to find peace.
Ne krokra mu no anu ase sadia wanum tenase edi asam afrafa no ni nyina hwehwe mu no boko na ba wanu a enesanso enkomu bio.
SOMPA FM.
Bokunaba is the Bokunaba. The law is on his side. We agree to that. But you don't make pronouncements on radio and everywhere that we incense the other side. Where we have reached is more like reconciliation. The Nairi accept, we have to get them all together. At a point, they are all married. When I had the reconciliation, one is saying I was drinking pito with you across the aisle, looking from Kusasi side, talking to the Mamprusi mother, were we not drinking pito together? And my son Mahamayaga here, father and mother Kusasi and Mamprusi, isn't it? So how can they fight?
Near primary school, no, but isn't it? Near just yes, it is. It's no asante hene otumfo was say to two abebio and I know a benadano and someone what did to draw efa bokonsen some hono and I had an tree and there's some way. Na
bra what this answer no to so no. Our born in a chico than a mamma penny. And one of my say mampeni so I so assembly no one say what that's what my ebro. Don't hear na do no nine. One fire and one man a bombra. It's don't hear do no nine no. I
can assure him that government would look at this report and within the next 24 hours, government will issue a statement on its definitive position on the report. But it's my hope that the National Peace Council, the House of Chiefs, and Otumfo himself and all the religious bodies would go the next step of continuing the engagement between the Nairi and the Bokunaba to ensure that we're able to bring reconciliation between the two groups. On behalf of the Vice President, Nana Pokwajima, on behalf of senior government officials, on behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I wish to thank Otumfo for this very honorable job he has done for God and country.
No waka say, Duma why no? The Professor Kwabna Bochitina SOMPA what ye na pepe pen why no for God and country. And what can we and was under better so just say, Sasem when ya dia obeda so. Aye so do hear na do no nine and among be as two or home na asundwe buano. Adese wo bokutimi no ma no obetu.
Eno Ghana Mampani, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Nene Enana ye pediama on so afidie no etefaso ena ema ne ye nchimfaso. Na so yanto ansem no so ne nguramu ewo eye ukwada emu. Na wona no ukwada emu no asamba ko ebeda adwa kese pa eye MPP fo won mo nsem yai na pani ba ko a wojina mu se wo mo nto abanama no na won fa ntu franka no eye abetifi mra chebedwani onomnyam for Brian ya champion Dr. Kennedy ne ho wase na no wa no hu se efre ekuo bi Global Info Analytics woma yepu se wa no bre champion berry wase for the where ene jamama hu no odi kan na wo kire mu sei.
We are doing military precision profiling, and we've profiled 190,000 delegates out of the 209,000. We are miles ahead. Who's likely to vote MPP, likely to vote NDC, likely to vote CPP. This person is undecided. This person you can never tell. We've profiled 190,000 delegates, and I'm way ahead. I'm close to 50%. And the second person is round about half of what I am profiling.
Now, where we are crying, and was say, so Konya from Global Info Analytics, no, Musa down and Crawford, one more crumb and wine.
What is Global Info Analytics interest? Organization that has staff every month, they commit resources to go and poll people and put it out. How are you paid? An MPP result. Who has an interest? I mean, if somebody must have an interest. But nationwide, you give me 5%. Going into the data, there are 209,000 delegates. He says that he's profiled 3,000. If it means that if you distribute it across, in Abitifi constituency, 700 delegates, it means he polled 12 people.
Now, 209,000. No one go for nipa 3,000. Just 9,000 they go to Ukraine. No one go buso mon sema we ya ase Mary. Na 206,000 they go to the hono. One mo number to ama hwan. We no yan for Brian your champion. Nsem no.
Abusia ya to bronya ekasia no so dia ma wo hwe de hyemiti ya administrator. Wa ma me hwa fefefe dia boya chi so ayefe pa eya afisia panko a. Emusam ana yegusu ayabe ede ama we ena eye memeneda na oye lawyer Samuel Atachia wakasai ena no kwada no ena wadi tu dwa se wase empanimfo enumu a wan mo prefranka etubra dwa we MPP amanyoko ni di mo no wase ba ko bi wo mu asabi ya mo na bodwe hai wase nipa se wo komma no se panidie wo medi o man mu nyina ni mo be wase yakwaka meeting obe wase watotwade obe wase soturasu wade hwan a wase wade onyanyamfo Kennedy wahene akompra kwa Japan wase said the temperament tie no enye kora
When will be a show man so na keka any nisu. No man see a bit answer megira no man da. O man na yes ah. Would you who ya pese ba? Wo betumi aye factory. Fine. Now no adwuma aye for apre so. Fine. A factory yo does not translate say you have the qualities and the capabilities of becoming the president of a nation. Don't see presidential qualities. I can see him that he can do some businesses. Businesses no exaggerated because we say when nyanza for our coffee kubi ato ose kube ni na yebetumi anya we afri kube adana de da unye
etino da wanya ye osre se wonom eto abachi ahene ne yesi ahene for wo to ma no lawyer Samuel Atachia so no abobo na adwen e de ama no na no ukwada no na sansemi esi
ukwada no ana yewura fifi kwete wono na akochine amanyoko no mu a wa twotwofo pani na kasa na nenkasa emu no na ehunhu bia na ebinom ka ho nsem na wo che se wo hwe abibrem tituru ekọ baabi a awia bokese pei Sub-Sahara ho no na ye ka oman bia wo sa na hwere so oman papa democracy a wo disuye na ne manfo nso wo mudi mra so a Ghana na die ntia na wo kasa no wo de yintie bi mra.
The searchlight must be put on Benin properly in order to understand what is happening there. If it's true that there is some kind of attempt to use what you call political manipulations to subvert things without necessarily a coup, those things have to be looked at, because we are talking about a situation where the ordinary people must constantly feel that we are empowered enough to make that ultimate decision, and not those who are in leadership thinking they are so smart that they can literally manipulate the processes constantly to their advantage. What it simply means is simple. Ghana that clearly has set this tone in terms of the transition in governance, in terms of keeping to our constitution, ensuring that we allow people to have the voices to make that decision. We at no point should ever encourage a situation where there is a disruption in our constitutional, what we stated that we ought to do. The president has spoken about this, and clearly he did it well, because he didn't want to allow such conversations to continue as if he's entertaining it. That's not all. The party itself that has promised to ensure that we do what is right for the country has to ensure that in this spirit of research.
Eno NDC trotwofo yewra fifi kwete na kasa ewi a wamana so wo se ebinom se mampane mahama kra wo hwese de wasi ayire no ho ye adwuma na opese eye Ghana fo akono ne yesama ne komprensa no wo se wono ma kasa no ese bi wa se de wo mutirim no asa.
We are the ones who are ensuring that even though we have such a huge majority in parliament, we should use it only to be able to do what is good for the country and not trying to change constitutions because we are trying to make maybe one person happy. We stand behind the president declaring that there will be no third term.
Any awuti ye twatwa for penny the yewra general mosquito free ho a waba she ho no yewra fifi kwete ena kasai
na no hot bite so ene yewra Richard Kumado wanu aba ne bambose mu a wabe ne pa ene ne bo nkomo ni nyina ne kase pa ne fare bai no egina na no boku mediation report a opemso de koma Ghana mampani no ene wo che na adwen she ba bi wankọ na bi no wo che se no kure se yehwe na yehwe di ni yehwe ne yakoso boku no a eyamanyofo na wono mu ana amasa ntokwa ekoso eno nti wono de wo toto de sere se ebeya yankọ koto ne yankọ gimra kuri ni bi ne yamfa tabo no ebo kase kunkuma bo ni bi no ni amfa nto amanyofo no so saba ya aboko nsensem no wo mu ntimi nka bi ombo.
A simple assignment he has spoken to the two chiefs, he has spoken to the people. We have come to the conclusion of this matter. And no. We cannot act outside of the report. One key recommendation: the government enforce the law and make sure that Chief Azoka is the chief of Boko. That is it. It's just one recommendation of the Ghana government. That is what we are waiting for. He wants to help the people because Ukaya, I see my brother Nairi and my son Azoka. He has a relationship with them. So that is what it is.
Were you surprised? Say, no one up to say, Obe read the entire report.
No, I wasn't surprised. In the days of MPP and NDC propaganda criminality, how can I be surprised? I wasn't surprised at all. They should even ban them. We should go to court and
Yanko court. Nianko je tabuno kunkuma boni bi. Nianfan tuama nyofo ni nyina so. Esan se bibi bo bronya. Ube huno ma bronya na kura anya yede. Ohun. We Richard Kumado. Nene ne yete ye no.
Ebusia, Merry Christmas to you, brothers. Merry Christmas to you, sisters. Said your bronya na ye de ofia hananya sam katwa bra Facebook ne so ai. Aya SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra. SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra. Be hwede ye hyemtie. Na be hwede ye do abrimpo kom jai. E chen said ye wono na wakwakwaje Mary awo Nyankopɔ ya adma na watwa ye besi mo nye sekura. Apam no de wanya bia fantunity na so enya hwe ye guso. Ya be nsam no ade ama wase me hwa. Na ya to nsam no eso a ana no ya wada no ensam a ebeto dwa. Ene se Ghana National Fire Service adwumekuo no wadrum adwumekuo no wa mo se said ya wura bronya bosumi na bronya ne se ya hyase ye doko nyasam ketwa na wa mo asabi wa mo twa hyan a wo ya kwan ne akwantempo ahodo so a wa mo ni de ejato wanum ka mu anase de yedidum ja broni beka se fire extinguisher e wo mu no wanum hyase ahwehwe kwam one cast to the other sa ahwehwe mu ni abisa wuni bi wom sesei sa waka overheat ya ubaya ndan na hot bite kase so ene yeto nsafre owura Desmond aka wono ene pani ya okasa adema odum jadwumekuo no wo church nsem mu se kyereye
pese ye betro no so na ye say wana be penny bo ana be bushani adoba ye kwacha wade no ye be dwere one pa ye mfa fire extinguisher and smoke alarm and smoke detectors and smoke detectors na install it in bedroom and the hall it just be background na like the so wada it be permanent nyanya and ye ebushie the that obeda the muduna nda bana wentiye mpina ashibudina smoke alarm na bejo tanto na fire extinguisher so e ka mo dia ma e ya de ye bi ba and we will in term of the fire extinguisher ya so na ta se ke de pa ni be shi na ale ke de na extinguisher ni bitinya na na ni ka kre na ni pa aye na ko fo
Openi okasa ye DO2 Desmond aka wono ene kasa edema odum jadwumekuo no ewo mayim ene okasa isabre ya pamso anya ne dia to ne komu de bronya na ye de baabi awu chia yo Facebook ne so na ne ya mekase no emom
abusua ba ne sa no wahye na unua nso anya bi enti sabre bi di Merry Christmas ene obubusa se Yesu ma me de Mary nti ana ene Joseph Christmas ene nso enko mo obibia ye mo obibia finhia pa na watwi mu ya wada no ena aban lawyer pani ohwe atentene ne so yewra Dominic Anyene wokoko gina accountability series pa no so ena na wo kyerɛkyerɛ yewra Ken Oforiata sade sesei ne ho nsɛm wo mo bura baabi akwakoduru na lawyer fo a wafa wo mu nyina onya adagye ebo ye nkyeremu.
I wish to take a moment to announce that I have formally transmitted a request for the extradition of former Finance Minister Ken Oforiata and his chef de cabinet, Mr. Ernest Dako Akori. You will recall that the Office of the Special Prosecutor investigated acts of corruption and corruption-related offenses by the former Finance Minister and his accomplices and proceeded to file charges in the High Court of Justice against them. On November 19, 2025, that is this year, my office received a formal request from the Office of the Special Prosecutor to initiate extradition proceedings for Kenneth Oforiata and Ernest Dako Akori from the United States of America. Following a preliminary review, our International Cooperation Unit observed that certain aspects of the request require clarification and enhancement.
Enti enya ya waka US no wase yewura okuja tabla kwa wona yeso afo ahwe aburochire so wo bona mane se wonko US wonu wone wo mo nkasa na baabi a yewura Ken wo hye bia no wo mo ntwenemra.
Subsequently, on December 10, 2025, my office transmitted the complete request to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for onward transmission to the competent authorities in the United States of America. That is, in this case, the Department of Justice of the United States. At this point, It is left to the American authorities, especially the judicial authorities, to make a determination on whether a sufficient basis exists for the two accused persons to be extradited to Ghana to stand trial.
Any awoti ye aban lawyer penny a wohwe atentene so government accountability series ase ya wada no Thursday na obi sansemi so abusua ye nyina no so ne ye na ye hutia wamra ye nya ba na wotwene mu edafieda ye wura ho na fe ye sane edekase na si
SOMPA FM.
Na yiwe ni film afei yemfa nsam no to aso emfa ma ho sansa afidie ne de ye adwuma na afidie no nso eya na atoda ne kwanjompi no eda ne pe na akoye saa ne nyina aka ho bi na ye pe yede ensam no enra de ne esi ye no yede to aso de ama wo ne ebukase ne kom se pen enra na oronyamfo doctor Brian ye champion wo gina simpio ne apaso no wakasa ne wo kire se no kore wono se obi a wo pre mrase bedwa wo kura de wo firi mrase bedwam wo pre franka kura edibra no ewo NPP amanyoko no mu no wa shada afa phone afre wono ani nua Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumi aka chense krache se wo mpa nim guase a January 31 abato na yakwa no ihu firi mu ntamo anya sa na nim guase e be kan no nya nim guase ketua sanse mpani se enim guase fata kan ni benti no one person nim guase be kan no nti wa shada afre na tunefo
Mr. Dankwa tried to describe it, that there are some structural problems with the candidature of Mahamudu Bawumia, and he will do us a lot of good if he does not contest. There's a tape circulating. And those structural challenges are, in addition to what even he, Musa Dankwa, does not know, are the ones that I compiled and reached out to the candidate and said, look, we will have challenges if we continue like this, and therefore, that if you can give out, consider the interest of the party and bow out, that would be great for us so that we can find a new candidate and then press on.
Na warrior krano eno say na no anam no watete wonenam social media no so ha no ani ko bo video bi so ana eye so mpampo na ye ka no se onumnyamfo adwasafo dom kwa benyamra se bedwani wonenam abafo ntentan video no to ke kansem bi na nsem a wo kan de ebokoto dwempa se be ma wada na chiri na wo mamu mienu amanyosem ti wogina simpie so na wo horo no santoma gufin na wo ka kire no sa de na wo ye no wonyan na nye.
I would have wished that she had not made those comments. It's a family matter. There are kids involved. It was in bad taste. You know, notwithstanding the challenges that you have with your ex or the children of your father, these comments are not appropriate. Because if you keep quiet, you lose nothing. You can support Bawumia all you want, and you can campaign for Bawumia all you want. But you don't have to make those statements against your ex-husband. I think that the line was crossed.
Enia yeti ye abeti fimira sebejani kani suafo na he awrokocha so na san so kura akoye suafo a wo he bambo so e wa bankasiem e wa mampani akufu ado penso odomnyamfo doctor Brian yawe champion wona kasa ye no
efiada no dwumadie bi ekoso ewasante emansemu a na ye National House of Chiefs wonu dwumadie na wanu president a wono woye ogie ahoho ya ojebi ya wotoso mienu ekasa wo dwumadie na se na nsem wode to dwa enra nyina NSA se efomo gudi a yetu no man mu kwambone so no sempanifo pese wonom etu ase paase wo so malezi wo butu na wonom ade ayi water gas any brew water gas any nine motion de ekeka nyina gugo akwamu a wase wo mo involve na nanom ahemfo se de be ye beboa anya sade a de ade ne kwane de sebio ebe ye te se de wato bo ade abo so na ta so ebon pan enu ampai ebetofom.
We are calling on government to actively involve Nanano in the fight against galamsey. In fact, galamsey is now all over the place, all over the country. And if we don't take the necessary steps, we are going to lose out to them. In fact, my fear is even that they are ganging up into armed groups. And if care is not taken, the security forces are going to find it very difficult to flush them out from the forest and from the areas. And if this happens, then just like what is happening by the drug barons in South America, we may have them also challenging security in this country.
Wakasa ye eye oji ahwaho ya ojebi ya wotosumienu National House of Chiefs wanam a president seshi anwiaso ho ene odi ninkui se wahen poporo ene wakasa ye wo modwumadi ekoso e wokumase no ene wakasa se ebeye pa nsemwei panimfo ani ntini atwotwo wura ye so wo mabodwesem tu adonko ye wo mo aka muma nananu mumremo ene nrada oji ahwoho ya jebi ya wotosumienu wano so adia peso no sansa aboso ba ene meja epaye
efiada no a yesane asie no ena yewura ajaben so wode beto so se wo mo sika bia esa de ma wo mo wonfa ma wo besi sabre na wo mo so demonstration enye na ebusa sa wo mo ye hefo no se ya aban akrachefo a mampani yiyi yen se yenko gina na namu MMDC is no yedia na yewura Richmond amponsa jaben wono ena wokasa asansemi hu wo beche se no kwasemu ni sabre ya MMDC is wo mo sika ese ekọ wo mo nsankan no atomfo so no wo ma won sanka
sɛ bibia echicha bɔre ha ne sane no na me ebepum ne the same promise na o yegusu yaye yareho yeto aba yeso omampani in on the 8th January pepepe ene terminate nyina appointment ene na yedi so ya be ko fie die nka wa terminate appointment aman die na ka ni asa wo ye man a odi je ko fie sabi ne be ko fie a edi ntimi fa bia de afa no na ka boya ka ho ya ba areho Last year, no, and my channel sound the atari the again funny.
Any awoti ye ewura Richmond amponsa jaben wono kane abaya krachefo no won na ye wo mudin former dean of municipal metropolitan and district assemblies MMDCs ena wokasa ye se ya terminate wo mo contract de nanso wo musika ese wo mo nsaka no abusua wono mo nsa nyankan time heba mixture wono ana anwumre wama ye adura no nom na malaria no atu afiri yemu ene nti yenye frofo sipaja nkosu awiem yetimi abekase na mawo na aduru abobo no awurawuro waso no wakoma mu nyina anwumre me kanfa ma se wonu mato wontimi ne di ohunam nyina ya oya no time heba mixture oba pa time no Dr. Tafri Jedru no enne beboa 0244 417669 bronya yedru no unya de mo bi se bronya achade a etese de wakuma wo atwa ne ti de aka eye homa anwumre ma won kwa anya de enkwa no be de nso a onga na betimi aboa won sa no pa sabi obi nsa no tese dudu eno sa no uhia onga na ma atimi ayede mesofo mo na asase adwa we ya American FDA de wo mo stamp kutu na tim so say bam say obia ema ne nsanka bi na Joe's hot kenke one ma ye Joe's bread and pastries ya woni won dada no Jesus our source wo ma ye dokono sa dokoni wo mo de yellow corn na yoye na nutrient wo mu ntine nutritious na esan so ya affordable ne boafo nanso wobetimi atone 3 cities na wakotone 7 cities 8 cities ne kan ho enti de ohia ye o mako wache wo nche na mawia ye ofroye na wapaja ku ma na kokan ewo dome commercial bank na chi wa pe wo mo abobo ano ho na medimafo heba center Dr. Tam da so eda no wose yade ben de efre no kwankro eye brebuo no mu ana sa no mu yade ni nyina wo wa no aduro enti wo nkran emfifiri mantam no na afa eye poku ase mayira eho na aduru ho a wode tamoto yade no so amana yira firi wasetenem na ho ato wo na agya wagya yaresa ede aba abu akwa agogo eye asantima mu abansuku no hwe animu won se ka no 0244 774 282 anwumre yetwe yesen ene yete ha ye bensan na mawo ya toothpaste ene toothbrush no Bristol's ne bu ho a ebewie na atutu aka osin bebi kura tumi prepra osin achi nam no nanso ya aze de ene ntesa ebuo yiyi njampre ne nyina afiri ho nam akaka asim no eyi firi ho ema asene nso nya ahoden na ye otachire manso ho adwuma ba bi eto ade bia ebi wo ho na mmom se foto no eya ofe enkanka ne eda so a uhu abena badu ade pa kofi uhu abrempo na uhu adwasare ehu akosu age wa mo no uhu ala age abobare no eye RSYD Novici Studio ne twae enti ho wanim te se gwa adua ho kura okwa yetime twa fine na ho ayefe eto da wo hia obi pa ni foto e wo talk no so na wo hia na physical wan hwe abedwane nanso Novici ho de okwa ye oye malama ba se Kokroko Street wa ho na wo ni esi wani so no dai so no ye ma ebam anwumre wo mo ene so ye mu a ensam ne ye bebe ma wo na bia afi no waso afidie no de de baaye no de na edi mu akotene no ebi ne se
onamnya foster ka aisia so na se badwane wase se NDC for ese runkatia ene mampane John Mahama afifi kwata mu nyina aka ho bi wo mo na ya campaign edema Kennedy Japan
sada ana oru akwajon kansale wen gole wen Rizzi Empire CEO watoto sra empanimfo se private schools e wo mayim no wo mo so wo mo pa said ye be ya wo mo be pushi wo mo san said your fruit dua papa wo hoyi ene epia no
eno ana asante mawura openso so aka bi de atoso se ba bia esa ode to no wan fa nto we free to na no mahemo afo se National House of Chiefs wo mo nyamo o mbe wura no se ehe ene ha where is here
abusia ne samne bi eka yenim ho na watwe ni nyina mudia so yesi ne koso anwumre yi a ye de yahye ye bronya ase de o Facebook no si jaye ho ya ye fe no eya SOMPA 106.5 FM akra ye wie kase no so be like yen na fa wadwen kira no to ma esisi ya ne yam akire emfa ma wo apesma ka de hia obekin kan wo ho messages ne yan kan ma
na Ajia special local food sadawroma ene ye kenkan Facebook messages no e de ama o aduane papa nyina fie no eya na aduane a chemu ha chwa tobe kwan no so no a transition chen ho no webutu ho numbers ni 0246 359 921 0246 359 921 na ono so wafre na ye do de abra osisi a coach afrane wo se na attorney general we kura no wono ye yi no so ma ye press conference nkwa wo Ghana ha na crowdfund ba kwatum no afa keke difrika so a wose afinhia po Ghana fo nyina titiripa ani mevis hawa kumsin wono de ba no na kwa mo aboaten edifra blekuma central wose fantastic weekend news eya loud and clear e wodan so ma sorry down ho wose anyway encha kase yankoma adwen kase adwomboadu wono ne de a wode aba no wo wa hina champion se abake die nyame na mekan o wa hina champion de ba na mekan no osi abake
we bru ye kashiri
osi etua wa pampamu ni afisia pa
afin kometi adimi adama
Frederick Boadi wasi wa hwe news no live wasi Ghana democracy no de ye nie ba ya na ayo no wasi nemom enche kase yankoma bo acheje akon NPP incoming national chairman ne wode ba ye eno no
abusia kase no asi abena badu adepa kofie mene mebra mo
abrempon na kwaku ampoma ena afi
triple A mai ejapia apamdada eleja abobare ena safo kantanka ede ko book no nyina so na so hu se ye ko mu enkonkare de dam ne ye ho ayefesa obapa kwansama ante kwansama papa bi na de amano we SOMPA enti night came for no sabre ya wie nyina no unya so data no dumienu a no wawuram na fe waba abeka bi afa ho na wahye yede wasi